Hey there, my name's Adam, and this is the 129th week of my renovation here on Iris Street. It's a busy week with a bunch of things like my band concert, some touch-up painting, and a ton of electrical like this 3-gang box for the stairwell. So without further ado, let's check out week 129. With painting done, it's time to get some lights reinstalled. This week, I tried to get all the lights installed, and perhaps just as exciting, their switches hooked up. For over a year, I've been actuating lights at the breaker, and it'll be really nice to use a switch inside the house now. As many of you know, I play horn in the Regis University band, just for something fun to do and to keep up on my music. Tonight's our concert, so instead of remodeling, I thought I'd share with you a few excerpts from our concert.
Now please, thunderous applause for Professor Cannonball and the Regis University Concert Band! Thank you!
Yesterday, before my concert, I went on a run, like I do most days. I don't know what happened, but somehow I tripped and fell and ended up jamming my middle finger, and I actually broke my index finger. In particular, this joint, I fractured off a little bone fragment. There's not a lot to do. I've got to just be gentle with it, buddy tape it for a while, and wait for it to heal, which could take up to a year for it to heal fully. We'll see how this impacts my ability to continue the renovation, but I hope it doesn't. On Saturday, I add one final layer of paint to the walls. To be honest, I don't think I used my paint sprayer perfectly correctly. It made the application quick and easy, but there were some noticeable streaks that would have bugged me for years. So, I got this 18-inch jumbo roller and an 18-inch paint tray to match and went to town on this final layer. The jumbo roller made quick work of this, and I'm glad I gave the house one final coat. The difference is night and day, and I know this was the right call.
With the real final layer of paint complete, I can add the trim to these can lights. It doesn't take me long at all to realize that trim is expensive and inferior to flush mount LED retrofit lights, but more on those later. In the basement, I'm finally able to reconnect these beautiful 2700 Kelvin gimbal lights. They're adjustable all the way up to as blue as 5000 Kelvin, but I love the warmer tones. You'll see me using lighting around 3000 Kelvin throughout the home. Any bluer, and it starts to look more like a hospital cafeteria, which is why I prefer the warmer whites and the golden yellows of the 2700 to 3000 Kelvin range. On Sunday, Todd was in town, so we joined up with Shane and Emily at Horsetooth for a hike. Todd is a pilot for American Airlines and an all-around awesome dude. The four of us biked a 100-mile race together last August, and it's always great to get the gang back together. Plus, check out this legit photo of the Rockies Todd snapped flying out of Denver. More lighting and more light switches go in this evening. I'll explain them in better detail in a minute.
Well guys, it's getting late, so I'm gonna call it a night, but I've got some light switches up in this room, and it looks like I'm gonna be able to do it with my broken hand. I just have to be careful. Another thing I've done in the house is put three-way light switches in a bunch of places. By code, you have to have them at the top and the bottom of the stairs, but I also like them in places like on both sides of the front room. Also for lighting, like that's outside, I have a switch in the garage and a switch up here in the front room. Just to drive that three-way lighting point home, I can turn off the fireplace and piano lights from here. Or from over here, which is where the piano's gonna be. And then for the main room lights, I've got a switch here, along with a dimmer. And these dimmers are about 30 bucks versus a $5 standard toggle switch, but in my mind, this is worth it. And again, driving home that everything's on a three-way switch, here's the other on-off for this room.
On my Monday lunch break, the skylight windows are finally ready to get cleaned, and boy is it good to see them looking sharp. After work, it's wiring switches in the dining room and the stairs. You'll notice a lot of dimmers in these shots. If you haven't noticed by now, I love dimmers. I love the ability to turn down the intensity of lighting in the evening or crank up the lumens when a task demands higher visibility.
Stairs light switches done. We've got a 3-gang at the bottom and a 3-gang at the top, so you can engage the lights on either end. These 3 switches correspond to, this one is my big 6-inch bandway RGB lights all the way at the top by the skylights. This middle one is for the 3 gangs at the bottom, middle, and top of the stairs and the risers. They're basically just a night light to give some soft light to the stairs if the house is dark and I just want to make the stairs easy for someone to go up and down during the night. And this final switch, it's for the art lights. You'll see these in a later video, but they're at the same level as the beams that are in the skylight vault. They come out and they point back towards the wall, providing some nice halogen lighting to any artwork that I'm going to hang on this big, beautiful wall here. So that's gonna be it for this 3 gang. And now I'm gonna move on to the 4 gang in the bar, which is a 4 gang on either side, 3 ways. That's gonna be some wiring.
I close out the week by wiring this 4 gang in the bar. Each switch controls a row of lights, 4 rows in total, and at the other end is a corresponding 3-way 4 gang for ultimate control. Okay, well, that's about enough wiring for 1 week. Thanks for tuning in, and until next week, happy renovating.